Okay, so it looks like you have active dates turned on. Um, and if you don't know what active dates are, it's just a mode of using Lesson Launchpad where you can schedule content instead of it just always being on your screen. So when you turn active dates on, you'll notice there's a little uh, calendar looking thing down here. You can click on it, get a calendar, and you can advance to the next day if you want to, that sort of thing. And so what this allows you to do is it allows you to schedule content for specific days. Um, so if you're not seeing anything, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just means it's on a previous day where it's active. So for example, if I scroll backwards here, this is something I created yesterday, and so the active date for it is defaulted to that date. And so if I toggle to Monday, which is today, I don't have anything scheduled for that date. Now, you can change, first of all, if you don't want that feature on, because it definitely can complicate things. And if if you want to use it, it works great. But if you don't want to use it, it makes your life complicated. You can turn it off by going to settings. And right here, just click use active dates, toggle it to off, save settings. And now you'll see when I go back to that class, um, my all my content is there and I no longer have this little calendar. So if you don't want to use active dates, that's how it'll work. You can just add content however you want to. You can toggle your boxes on and off when you want to see them. Um, you can also, if you don't want stuff to appear on your screen, but you want to save it for later, you can use this send box to storage option. So I'll just go ahead and demonstrate that. Send box to storage, and now you'll see it disappeared from down here. And I can go to the launch button and click view storage. And you can see that that agenda now is in my boxes storage. And if I want to bring it back to active, I can just click this move to active button right here. And now you'll see it's back on the screen. Um, so with active dates turned on, so let me go back to active dates now, save settings, go back to that class, and you'll see that I don't have anything scheduled for today. And you can click here to go to that storage, or you can click here and go to view storage, and you'll see that I have no active boxes today. But down here in my boxes storage, everything is in there because nothing is set to active for today. So for example, we'll just use that agenda box. And the active date for it is currently September 9th because that's when I originally created it. But if I go to, if I change it to today, which is January 13th, then it would be active. Now I could also set the end date to be like Friday, and therefore it would show up every day this week. So I'm going to click set active dates, and now you'll see that that agenda is back. It's Monday. If I go to Tuesday, it's still there because I set it to go all the way through Friday. So I'll go to Friday, it's still there, and then I click on Saturday, and it's no longer there. Same thing, if I'm on today and I go back to yesterday, it's no longer there. Now my PDF box is there because if you remember from our storage here, it had an active date of the 12th. You can also do kind of toggle the same idea up here. So if I toggle that way, you'll see now my agenda has moved back into the active boxes area. If I go back to something like Saturday, I have nothing in my active boxes because I don't have any of those dates set. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. Once again, the active dates, it's basically just a way if you want to schedule out your stuff ahead of time, you can do that. But once again, if you don't want to mess with all that, and especially if you're just getting started with Lesson Launchpad and trying to figure out what everything does, it's probably just easier just to use or not have active dates. So once again, you'll see I don't have the little calendar down there. And when I create something, it's going to appear there, and it's going to stay there no matter the day. So if I want to create, we'll just do an easy little text editor box. This box is going to be here today. It's going to be there tomorrow. It's going to be there whenever. Now, I will say, since I created it today, it's going to have an active date of today, even though I don't have active dates turned on right now. So for example, if I turned active dates back on in the future, or let's say tomorrow, I turn on active dates and I save that and I go back to it, and it's going to be tomorrow. So tomorrow is Tuesday. Notice that text editor box is not there. And that's because when I originally created it, I created it on Monday, January 13th. And so its active date is defaulted to that date. So now if I go back to Monday, there it is. So a little bit complicated, but like I said, if you want to use that feature, it works great and it makes sense for those teachers that want to use it. But if you don't want to use it and you accidentally turn it on, it can kind of complicate your life. By the way, the same functionality exists for active dates with the announcements up here. So you'll see this looks very familiar. You can set the active dates for an announcement. And so that way you can plan your announcements ahead of time. So for example, this one doesn't have an active date set. And so it's just going to always be there. But these down here do have active dates. So they would only appear on September 9th of 2024. I would have to change the date for them to reappear, at least with my active date setting turned on. So hopefully that's clear. Let me know if you have any questions.